high pressure situation, right? Single game means everything. Can they do it? Both teams. What am I thinking?
Immediate tip comes out from Ducalis onto TA2000. I think he knows. The rapier from last game.
Yeah, he does.
Gentle reminder.
We haven't seen much tipping or any really aggressive forms of psychological warfare in this series. It has been just true to the Dota.
Really freaking out.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's on either team any players who are particularly kind of like loud and tipping and that style. Not in pro games anyway.
You say that, but there are some teams. You checking for the warden, yep.
They already have the vision. They've already got the sentry on top of the observer, interestingly.
Isn't that an observer or an observer?
Oh yeah, it's just the one which is named Sentry Ward and is blue.
Yep.
Classic. Slow mad.
Yeah, that trick is really annoying.
Quest.
Yeah, I forgot that. That was the snaking strat from TI, right? Get the blue ward, rename it Sentry Ward. Very smart.
Very smart, yeah. Stupid.
Tiny also pretty good hero.
Players are willing to go to for a tiny advantage.
Millions of dollars are on the line at some point, so I don't in any way.
Yep.
So it's a bad thing.
Take everything you can get. Something you can do once, and then they'll just do it forever. Easy. And here's how your lanes are looking today. We got Questin on the top side with the Lycan Skywrath lane. A lot of harass going to be able to come out from these two. Is it going to be enough to shut down Shad on the Medusa? I think not. This Medusa here is pretty damn annoying, especially when you've got lots of units for your snakes to bounce to.
Yeah, it's more on Ducalis not to step up and overplay his hand. We saw in the previous game the death for Kaori where he was playing the Treant Protector. Same thing can happen here. If he doesn't have the passive up, gets body blocked, plus some concussive shot, he easily can get clicked down. In this mid lane, Atlantic already with a pretty good start with the 6 CS. And Tiny should do relatively well against a Primal Beast mid lane. You have the Avalanche to stop the trample, you can toss him back to get him off top of you. So I would be surprised if Tiny was ever to really die in the mid lane. So pretty much just a trader farm between the two of them. Who breaks from the lane first, who gets a 6-minute rune? The constant questions you have to ask when you have two very active mid laners in the form of Atlantic and Noob.
Yeah, I feel like this is a matchup we've been pining for since like that pre-show, you know. We were hyping up the matchup between the two, and then we saw, well, not different to what we were expecting, but just not like these kind of one player would be on a high active hero, the other player on a not so active hero. So yeah, I would say overall though, Atlantic has had Noob's number for this series so far. He's done well out of every single lane so far. So yeah, Noob looking to regain a bit of face perhaps in this final game. It's down at bottom, Kaori taking heavy hits here. The Olicor just going to be able to hit him down, and Davai Lama finishes the job, and that'll be a great first blood in the bottom side.
Really important kill. Get the freebies when you can. If Davai Lama gets to Vanguard, of course Sven with a physical damage build won't be able to kill him off.
Yeah,
you can force him to the jungle potentially.
We see two Underlords in every game, right? There's either the Underlord, which has a good start, sits in lane, forces out the enemy carry, is just super annoying, and you can't really do anything about it. And eventually he takes your tower, he puts pressure on your carry. Or we see the Underlords, which kind of just go back to the jungle, farm some stacks, build some auras, and try to help out the team from the backlines. And it's all about how the lane goes, which determines which one you end up being. But Davai Lama, excellent start with that first blood with the Olicor.
Yeah, so far so good, and with a Lycan in your offlane, that will pretty much free up, I would say, the opposing position 5, the Treant Protector, to utilize that twin gate further down the line, and maybe even just rotate in with some Grasp and some Leech Seed. Of course, right now, Shad is a little bit vulnerable due to Amar still playing the lane, but just expect in the next couple minutes, if things are to go well, suddenly the map could get a little bit spooky. Yes, Nigma Galaxy have this super high scaling defensive looking draft, but with an early lead, Primal and Medusa can just rally the team to play behind them and move from objective to objective. We'll see if they hit that stride. Of course, for now,
oh wow,
just a trader farm.
Yeah, Xantic, fortify and trample in the tower, just really putting the pressure onto Noob on this Primal Beast. That is the aim of the game. Onslaught, trample, just constantly whittling him down. Any chance of a theological rotation to the top lane, do you think?
It's also potential, but I feel like when you have big carries, you naturally want to draw the attention away from that carry. Because one bad TP, suddenly the Medusa has a 1v1 matchup, and I'd rather see everything move towards bot lane, give the Underlord purpose to pressure the Sven, to prevent people from making stacks. Whoever makes the first move, you prevent the efficiencies of their supports. So I'd like to see it happen away from the Medusa, ideally.
Yeah.
Unless the perfect opportunity presents itself, of course.
Yeah, very good rule for anybody playing Dota, really. Like, how hard carries, draw the action away from them. If you've got like a more active carry, then let's even create some opportunities for them to get involved early.
Already Atlantic, he wants to get involved early, yeah.
Yeah, he considered it down on the bottom side, but in the end didn't commit to it.
This bottom river rune that wasn't dewarded actually from either team is giving the information needed. Atlantic on his Primal Beast, he loves to get to like level 5 and just poke his head around the map, like, oh, maybe I can get a kill here. And he doesn't really lose out anything, right? The creep wave was still running towards mid, so even if he doesn't hit the rotation, he walks back, gets the creeps, and not losing out on anything. It's being very efficient with both where the creeps are in mid, plus the ability to see in the map. And now that it turns nighttime, the observer wards have died, the next time he makes this move, you would argue it should connect, unless the quest is prepared for that rotation.
Yeah. We need to see some action coming out of the 6 minutes here as well. Like, to add to that, we need to see the supports coming in from both teams to secure these power runes. As you say, active mid laners, so really, really important that everybody tries to enable them. We'll see who comes out ahead when the movements start being made. But the thing about the Primal Beast versus the Tiny is that Primal can push the waves out much, much harder than the Tiny can. So Noob's got to deal with this wave on him. And look at this, every single support coming in towards the middle lane here. It's an absolute rule. And it's going to get denied. Kaori, he gives his, well, not his life, but yeah, just comes in. Very, very nice deny on the haste rune. And Bazantic would have surely gotten a kill with that as well. The best possible rune for a Primal Beast to pick up.
Really important rotations from all the supports there. I think both teams identify the fact that the side lane cores aren't going to be making any plays. Lycan wants to farm, Sven needs to farm, Deuce the Underlord. It's 4 farmy boys, and then there's 6 other heroes on the map that want to try and do something. Will bring more light towards, probably, I'd say, quests have the bigger punch to rotate with. Rubik, Sky, Tiny sounds a little bit more kill hungry than the likes of a Treant, Mirana, Primal Beast. Of course, Primal Beast and Mirana together can easily kill anyone on the map. And we are yet to see that look yet. Maybe after the Wisdom Runes with an extra bit of XP gain, they'll look for it. And I think Quest actually should be getting both of the Wisdom Runes. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, that's an issue.
Which is very important. I just described how these supports can pack a bigger punch in the early fights, and to get double Wisdom Runes, that's just going to amplify their desire to smoke up when Tiny makes the call. Big sad. Observer is a Nigma Galaxy fan, confirmed.
Biased observing. Only going to watch the Nigma Galaxy kills. Yeah, I mean, that's you know, theological, unfortunate, but not in the right place at the right time. Got to make sure that you're securing those Wisdom Runes, honestly. Didn't quite track what he was doing at the time where it happened, but yeah. You want that by Llama? He's being a greedy little sausage. Dragging the creep waves over towards the camps and then firestorming them both down. Very, very efficient. Lots of gold coming into his pocket, so yeah, it's going to be a happy little slugger down in the bottom lane.
8-minute mark coming up, and both position 4s are going to be making their first stack of the game. Yet to really see stacks prior. Of course, Sven and Medusa will thrive with any stacks. I would be interested to see if either team wants to maybe even look to invade, potentially, to contest them. Underlord with Firestorm, Medusa split shot, and then just the general presence of Primal Beast could be enough to do it.
Oh, look at this.
Amar.
Primal Beast coming down to bottom. TA2000 has drawn the path he believes that the Primal Beast is going to take. So not only are they reading this, but they're trying to kind of envision which way he's going to come. And yep, doesn't show. So Zantic just has to kind of go back to mid. Meanwhile, he's
Llama
actually making the rotation down to bottom. They want to try and get a kill onto this Underlord, and with the God Strength on the Sven, they might just be able to do it. The toss is up, the damage is there. Double-elimination, he cannot stand his ground and will be going down. The first big core kill of the game.
Such a great read from Noob there, especially when he gets the kill, so he's now 1,000 gold away from his Blink Dagger. A key thing for Double-elimination, and what changed, after the 5-minute mark, he can just grab the wave, but he decided to grab the wave right next to the tier 1 tower with the stun set up. Free TB for Noob, so a big misplay from Devi. He could have easily just kept playing closer to the Radiant jungle, the tier 2 area, preventing that TP rotation, and it gets a little bit too comfortable in his farming patterns, and yeah, Quest quick with the kill.
Yeah, very much so. You got to make sure you're not giving opportunities. That's the thing, like, You secure these power runes on the spots, and that's like step 1. And then step 2 is making sure you don't give opportunities to them to just rotate in and get a kill before you can make the counter rotation happen or anything like that. So it's another critical key to this game. But all the while, Shad is kind of just farming. You know, we've been watching and talking about bottom lane, and sure, Sven gets a kill out of it all, but Shad completely uncontested. And not going for this Midas build, just going straight in for the Manta. So he wants to be able to be shoving out waves and contributing a bit more to the map pressure from his team.
I was worried that we'd be seeing Midases and them really looking for the late game, but in reality, a Medusa in this game with Manta Butterfly very early on can stand her ground and protect her team through her damage, and also be one of the few heroes that can survive the Sven initiation. Any hero that has evasion is going to be really good, and okay, surprisingly enough, the stack's just getting instantly taken by the Primal Beast and Underlord. You take them quick enough, the Medusa won't even know they existed. Still plenty of stack. Ooh, Noob trying to go for the toss back. But as we saw there on the split screen, Shad already has stacks on his side of the jungle. So just rinsing through it, keep the economy flowing for everyone. And surprising to see the big beefy boys together. They kind of look like they are related in their models, but what what? What? Divine Llama just threw out a hit of malice in the lane for some reason. There you go.
Chilling.
Maybe he was checking for a invis here or something. I have no idea.
His spider senses told him something was wrong, but his spider senses were wrong, alas. And yeah, like every other game in this series, you know, just not a ton of action. You know, both teams are just hyper aware that the enemy mid laner is going to be trying to rotate upon them and just not creating opportunities. And because of that, we're just not seeing much fighting happening. And wow, Zantic actually just picks up the blade mail and just goes for the ancient stacks. I didn't even know Primal Beast could do this, I'll be honest with you, but gonna try and take the ancients.
Yeah, they're farming a storm. The only one to really keep up is this Tiny right now. Sven, of course, just behind by 300 gold. Sven, once he takes the Ancients, will happily be back into the mix. And no stat contest coming up from Nigma Galaxy. Instead, just opting to be efficient, like we have been talking about. Mask of Madness, soon to be Echo Saber on this Sven, and yep, back in the game. And yeah, stack-wise, bang on even. Only one more stack going the way of Quest.
Quick maths.
Thank you. I was scared I'd get it wrong, but we're fine.
They do teach addition in the British calculus, so we're good.
My work here.
That's about it, though. 12 minutes into this game, active rune bottled by Zantic once again. Do you want to make a play here? I mean, Noob's got the Blink Dagger. It's very hard. You can't really get the charge up quick enough for him not to react to that. Omar throws some spells away off for Zantic, but kind of just wasting his mana into the shield rune.
He also has the Blink in inventory, so it's not as if it's going to be the grand Blink reveal, but they are smoked up. Surely Nigma Galaxy are aware of this. Both of the kill combos on Radiant and Dire are smoked up. Primal Murano, the double supports plus Tiny. I feel like Quest is making the smoke that should net them a kill, whilst Nigma Galaxy are smoking once again into the empty bot lane. Are they going to find Shad?
Shad needs to schmoove right now. He needs to get out.
Ooh,
recognizing something is wrong. Well, he doesn't, but also they don't go for the hard chase. They're going to go for the easy pick off here onto Tucalis, and this will be an easy pick onto the Treant Protector and might result in a tower for them. Meanwhile, down on the bottom side, Zantic, Double-elimination, and Theolicor have already dealt with this one, and actually, Theolicor's taken the Twin Gate across, so want to at least throw an arrow in here. Maybe even do a little bit more, but tower already very low indeed. Oh, snipes the Helm of the Dominator creep. Well, that's one way to have a bit of impact in that. Get yourself a ton of gold and trying to get himself out of this one. But Kaori's here with the lift, so TPing could be kind of tricky. But inside the Roche...
He cancels it.
Now he's just pinging himself like, guys, wait, they're not going to check it? Yo, all right. All right, Theolicor, we see you.
I think for Quest, at least, they're very much aware of these position 5s who sit in safe lane for too long, right? And Kaori does it pretty much every single game, Underlord, using the gate to snipe away the Wisdom. They lost out on the 7-minute Wisdom room, so it's a pretty important play to make there, recovering with the slightly better ones at 14. And, it feels
there
like
you go.
Quest, they identified the need to, if they go to a tower, take it properly. And of course, Lycan will help do that. Nigma carry really shut down though. 0-0-1 on the Sven, 7,300 net worth, and 0-0-0 for the Medusa. Only 200 gold ahead.
Yep, but she's about to get her Manta style. Jesus, sorry, PTSD. PTSD. No, it is the Manta style complete on Shad, so you can now start shoving out waves, increasing his own farm a lot as well. Whilst the Sven just continues to pick up damage items. But we're going for the Blink Dagger next. So likely this will be the next time we see Quest making a big movement, is behind this Blink Dagger from the Sven, which will be coming up in the next few minutes. Toby also reaching for the Overlord as well. Won't take him long to get there because everybody's just kind of farming up through this game. Nobody is really poor. Like Lycan and Tiny aren't exactly like smothered in gold, but they're still doing absolutely fine. No one is sad this game at the moment.
The main difference will be between the two lineups is the itemization for Quest feels more aggressive, right? It's the Helm of the Overlord, the double blinks on the Sven plus the Tiny, and then the natural levels of the supports. Whilst Lunar Galaxy, you're seeing a BKB complete on a Xantic, maybe a Greaves complete on the Underlord. It's going to be very, very much a... We expect Lunar Galaxy not to cross the river with their items, but to place their wards, hold their ground, and it's on Quest to find that entry, to use the summons of the Lycan to get that vision, for Tiny to find that jump, to use the Mystic Flare. We're only minutes away from Quest wanting to smoke up and start just dictating a little bit more of this very farm-intense game. It is the 16-minute mark. Only 3 kills so far.
Yep, it's been slow. It's been slow. But Theolicor is going to jump down and make it kill number 4 of the game. Noob also taking some heavy hits here. I mean, there comes the Overgrowth, and then comes a Xantic in from the sideline, pulverized down, and the Tiny is dropped. So bigger kill grabbed by the side of Lunar Galaxy, and they can maybe look to turn this into a tower as well. Shad's turning up for this one. But there is a very critical timing coming up on TA2000. Does he want to use it to make a defense on this middle tower is the question. He's got a Blink Dagger and hopefully a TP scroll coming to him right now. Yes, indeedy. Could this catch out Lunar Galaxy? Let's see.
All the items are in play. If they get the jump, they can get the kill.
Needs the right moment. 2 heroes caught. It is perfect. Both the carry and the mid inside that stun. Xantic taking hits, but the Stone Gaze is there. Is that going to give them the space they need to get themselves out? A nice little hop up the high ground with the onslaught. Xantic not being greedy and just getting himself to safety. Toby chasing in so deep here. The Pulverizer's there, but in comes the fake bot from Kaori to finish off the jump, but another jump in from TA2000. Picked up Theolicor. Davai Lama as well, also going to get brought down. Quest, they hit their timings at the perfect moment, and they are not giving up, or maybe they will. Shad under the tier 4s will be safe for the time being, so the Medusa doesn't die, but 3 heroes on the side of Lunar Galaxy will.
What a way to enter the game on the Sven. You get this Blink Dagger, you hold the tree line, and then you kind of get a little bit baited for Lunar Galaxy. You have this Manta, they think they can be a little bit more aggressive, but no. Double blinks to chase down. Toby leading from the front. He doesn't care. It's like, please, if you turn around to jump me, my God Strength Sven is going to rip through you. So much gold gained. 3,000 damage done at the 17-minute mark. Sven is quite the hero.
Yep.
I think, if anything, this will...
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I just thought that was super unhinged from Toby. I was like, what? He's just running at them. Surely he doesn't get away with that. But no, it's absolutely the right play. That blink cooldown comes off, and yeah, you get yourself a great moment. And they want to try and kill off this Ancient Thunderhide here, and well, there goes the resummon. I've got the Ancient Mud Golem.
For Lunar Galaxy, it's kind of like I feel Shad just needs the butterfly. Like, he's already got the Eagle Song. So to hit this mid-tier 1, it's a little bit too, we've killed Tiny, we can go. But in the big picture of their game, if they went back to farming, like your Tiny goes for a play, he dies, my Medusa now farms 2 sets of Ancients, 2 sets of hard camp, plus more jungle. And then the next time we emerge, we'll have Butterfly. I feel like that would have made a bigger kind of punch into the side of Quest. And yeah, I think fair play for Quest to instantly identify, wait a second, why is this Dusa trying to make moves when she's not hit her power spike? And you can compare that between the Sven and the Dusa, right? The Sven, before, he didn't do a single crazy move until he had that Blink Dagger. He found the Mask of Madness, the Treads, the Echo Saber, and it was only once he got the Blink Dagger, he made the call for his team to make that play. So you can see how Quest, all their small moments are synced up together, whilst maybe Nigma Galaxy are dragging their heroes into fights that they don't really need to take right now. Again, the game is incredibly even. It hasn't really shifted the power balance too much, but something to be aware of.
Definitely. Yeah, Shad, probably going to learn a lesson from that one and stick to the jungle a little bit more. I mean, I kind of liked it that he was willing to make the play. But yeah, they just weren't aware of the Sven Blink Dagger, and they should have been not expecting it as they get the kill onto Exantic. Huge move.
The Stolen Firestorm doing bits as well. You got Mystic Flare, Firestorm, Avalanche Toss, Ancient Seal. Even with a BKB, you're going to lose at least half your HP before you press it, if not more, probably more, to be fair. This is a killer combo Quest having. The kill of the Primal Beast, look, he dies in what? Actually, just during the stun, actually. He gets maybe a little bit of BKB time at the end if he had it in play. Still Quest getting the Aegis straight off the bat.
Yeah, this is huge. This is huge. Exactly what I wanted to see from TA2000 as well. Pick up that Blink Dagger, get that God Strength, make a play in mid, get the God Strength off cooldown again, go up to top, kill off the Primal Beast, then into Roshan. Whew. Yeah, it sounds quick because it was quick. The movements have been perfect. Now Theolico could be in some trouble as well. Toss-ups there. Leaps, charges available. And yeah, Theolico will get out to safety.
Yep, Noob went for the Echo Saber build, so he'll be able to disassemble for his own BKB. Just further cementing the mid-game dominance that Quest is going to try and apply.
Ooh, once again, Mirana takes a step from too far forward, and this time the Mystic Flare is going to finish the job, so Theolico will die to the Omar Skarath Mage, as many in the past have, and that's going to give him a chance to finish off his Atos as well. Which again is going to be further annoyance for the Mirana, who's just not really great playing into this item.
Butterfly now complete on shell. Of course, with Aegis, this would normally be the time where Medusa would move herself to the Roche pit, rally her team, get a big team fight. If you win it, you get Aegis, and if you lose it, then of course you've kind of thrown the game. But still, either way, that's now not in play because, yeah, the Primal Beast pick off earlier, the mid-tier 1 siege, all small events that give Quest just comfort as they continue their stride throughout this game. BKB complete on Sven. Toby is on the way to AC. Probably not going to be picked up until a couple fights down the line. It is a very expensive item to complete. He still needs another 2,300 gold.
Yeah. And meanwhile, Davai Lama is just going for the Crimson Guard, which he's almost got finished. One more component needed, so that'll give them a bit more defensive capabilities versus the Sven, versus the Tiny Bet, versus the Lycan as well. Not great versus Sven, honestly. Like, Sven hits in such massive chunks that the resistance which Crimson gives you is pretty negligible, but still better than nothing. What's interesting is that they gave the Aegis over towards a Tiny. Now, obviously, there's reasons. Sven is the light switch hero, so it makes sense, as Ducalis has been caught out here. They've got the dust upon him. He's got nothing to get rid of it, so moving to the side. Never mind, they can't catch him. Shapeshift for nothing. That's pretty nice.
Atlantic going on to Noob.
Yeah, trying to make the play onto the Aegis target here. I mean, not the ideal guy to jump on as they'll throw him back onto Omar. BKB still available from Atlantic should he want to throw that one down, but obviously we've seen him in every previous game be very, very reluctant to throw out BKB charges. And no change here. Still on 9 seconds.
If he uses the BKB and suddenly it really just gives Quest another window to fight. Toby did of course use the shapeshift, like you said at the start, to chase down that Treant Protector.
Yeah. Don't know, maybe would like them to see turn that into more of a fight, but obviously...
If Deuce is not there, you don't do anything. That's kind of the mindset I'd be in right now.
Fair enough. Oh, Zantic now running up to the high ground. Will have to BKB this one as he finds Noob once again. Now looks over towards TA2000. TA2000 actually pops a God Strength before getting pulverized. Now at Zantic, he needs to leave. He's got the Onslaught available in just 1 second, but not got a chance to get it off as the Silence comes down. Mystic Flare is there as well. Toss will finish the job. Shad comes in as well. The Stone Gaze unable to save his teammate, but is able to bring down Noob the once. Now, sticking to the high ground, just trying to bring it down. Kaori will be able to do exactly that, but now they all turn around, look towards the Medusa. Manta is there, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough. Shad in some trouble. TA2000 doesn't commit to the fight though, backs himself away, respects the big lady, and gets himself to safety. Meanwhile, BKB comes out from Noob, hits off cooldown once again as Shad tries to bring him down, and it looks like Nigma Galaxy will be able to make this kill happen for them. So they actually find a way to win the Aegis fight. That is crazy to me.
Survivability is key. You get a Zantic with this BKB Blade Mail, he's able to tank so much up. And eventually the Juicer joins the fight and slowly starts hitting them down. And even with the Sven, he gets put to such a awkward position that, yeah, he had the tail end of the fight, he gets a couple kills. That wasn't really the best setup for Quest to take the engagement. Lycan didn't have ultimate as well. So for Nigma Galaxy, they are showcasing, if you don't execute on these fights, we will just be able to amp each other up, slowly get through it. And for Quest, you need to be careful. They're an explosive lineup. Avalanche, Toss, into Mystic Flare. If a hero doesn't die, things could get a little bit awkward, especially if Sven and Lycan aren't at maximum power.
They certainly could. We'll see exactly how this continues to play out, but yeah, I don't know, what can you do? 'Cause you can't ignore this Primal Beast on your front lines. You know, he'll do way too much damage to everybody if you don't try and kill him off, but then at the same time, if you use your resource to kill the Primal, Shad's just going to rock it with a Stone Gaze and say, yep, sup fellas, and yeah, nothing you can answer it with.
It's going to be the joy of this entire matchup. Like, Sven can rip through entire lineups, and if you ever waste that blink, if you ever position poorly, Medusa is one of the heroes that can at least rebuttal that onslaught. That is the it's I guess the joy of when meta changes things, right? It's like Sven was pretty much non-existent, and now suddenly it's like he's the lad of the patch.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, one off. Maybe just behind Gyrocopter for me, but we've seen some really good stuff coming out from Sven so far. They can be, in the right situations, the best carry. Not quite as general as some of the other, but in the right game, Sven can just be an absolute monster. But Medusa answering it very well in this game, especially with his early butterfly as well, caused him so many issues.
Sven naturally doesn't really...
the high armor. Sorry, go.
Yeah, exactly that. I would say Sven just doesn't really buy MKB in his early items. He can buy it after maybe the 3 or the 4 default options, and that could be the undoing of Sven when we get to TI potentially, as his build is always the same. So certain build-ups or changes that you can do in heroes could thwart his natural power spikes. We're yet to really see it in this game, at least. It's more a respect Medusa thing rather than anything else, but still surprised Quest haven't been a little bit more decisive with their play. You pick up the BKB, you've got the Lycan. Maybe they were waiting for the AC to be complete, which is about to occur in about 70 gold's time.
It's a big hill troll, and that troll summoner is gone. Nice little bit of farm going the way. Once again, the overwhelming creep just having an underwhelming impact on the game.
And Skadi complete on Medusa.
Wow.
Skadi, Butterfly. She herself is looking to go Daedalus and MGB. Ooh, okay.
Investing in the future, I suppose. Fair enough.
Is there really any evasion she needs to be worried about?
No, but it does give you a bit of magic damage, not just
into the Sven with the high armor. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, Sven's high armor and also the Lycan Howl, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that a factor?
Potentially.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Man, Luna just kind of controlling the map at the moment. They take the bottom tier 1, they take the middle tier 1, they kind of just running around with Shad and doing what they want at this point, knowing that the fights should just go well for them. So, imagine Quest, we won't see much coming out from them until their next big timings or until Roshan.
Key difference as well with this Medusa game, they have both of their cores keeping up with the net worth. It's not as if it's Medusa slowly creeping away from everyone else. Like the Primal and the Underlord, they are itemizing to be relevant throughout the entire game. Of course, Underlord, very easy to farm. He is just going to be that aura bot. He's got the Greaves, the Crimson, looking to go for that Halberd on top of it.
And to build upon that point as well, there's also no real hard counts on the side of Quest. Most notably, no Shadow Demon. I can't remember which team banned that, but if they ban that on the side of Luna in the hopes of picking up the Medusa later on in their draft, then that has absolutely paid off for them, because that was one of the biggest factors. You know, they went for the early butterfly again last game. We saw the same thing happening for TA2000, and it kind of bit him because he then has these illusions which he can't do anything about. But yeah, this time, no disruption, so Shad can just go for the butterfly, and it's just good here. And now Zantic jumps in deep onto Kaori, trying to find the big target, but look at the damage coming down. Oh my goodness, that's not a Primal Beast, that's a Primal Kitten. He's out of the fight, and Shad pops a Stone Gaze early as well. He needs to leave, but TA2000, he's not going to let him. Gets on top of him, and oh, of course, an uncomfortable moment, yeah.
But hold up.
XDing that one
Phone
indeed.
lagged? What does that mean?
I don't know. I don't know. But either way, Shad, oh, the arrow onto the Sven. Oh no, he could be the one in trouble. Now the damage coming through. TA2000, he can't get out. He's gone.
That pause was criminal.
That was unfortunate.
BKB.
He even had a pause to get it off, but nevertheless, Toby getting away, and
What
Omar gets out. Jeez, maybe his phone lagged as well. I don't know. Omar 2000. Oh, it's a sad TP out for him. He goes into the pit to TP out just as Roshan respawns in front of his very eyes. So he TPs away knowing what they've just given up to the side of Luna.
What a weird chain of events.
Oh dear.
There was like a 3-second window after the pause where Sven could have BKB'd, so plenty of time for him to do it, but still just everything gets disjointed. Fair play, if you get lag, sure, you do it. And what a weird and wonderful, I don't know what to say. Moving on, Shad gets the Roshan, I guess. Like, Atlantic doesn't press BKB at the very start of the fight. Sven doesn't press BKB seconds later in the fight. Like, both big pause, not using the survivability tools.
Got to give Fioli Cole credit there. Absolutely massive full duration arrow coming in. Like, sure, the Sven doesn't BKB it off, but, you know, busy fight. You're not expecting to tank a full duration arrow in the middle of it, but it comes on down, and yeah, pause into arrow. Who needs a setup for arrow when you've got pause?
It comes straight through the northern tree line as well, so the argument is he wouldn't see it. If you're only getting rooted, why would he use it? But yeah, Nigma Galaxy will be the victors of this one with the Aegis. Daedalus now complete on Shad. Quest, they haven't really been able to find the windows to get into this game.
Medusa, considering taking this Wisdom Rune,
Yes.
my support's a low level, but at the same time, I am the carry. No, Shad, you know, people call him Shad the Chat a lot for when he goes in and does cool things, big plays, you know, but really, this is a Chad shit, you know, just leaving the Wisdom Rune for somebody else.
No, hold
armor. Yeah,
don't forget, this was the team that had 3 Wisdom Runes last game, right? They had 3 on the left hand.
Yeah.
I was wondering, is this a strat they're doing?
Leave
Fortify the map, yeah, ferment them.
Big play. It is a big play. And Quest see the Tormentor going down for the dire side and say, hey, that seems like a neat trick. They'll do the exact same thing. That's going to give them the shard on the Lycan. And what a shard to get as well. Yes. Would you say that these wolves are comparable to occasionally having a ranged Rax taken in each of your lanes?
Yeah, pretty much. I think any, without having to play, like basically any passive manipulation to creep waves will always be very good in Dota, right? So for Lycan, well, even needing to think can just offset a certain lane. Yeah, I think that's a very busted tool. And if you were to try and nerf Lycan in the future, probably just changing his shard to something else would drastically reduce his competitive viability, I'd say.
Really? That intense?
Yep.
Wow. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, it is annoying. We've seen it in many games just be like almost the profit effect as well, where just as random ultis coming out, plus the wolves, it's just so obnoxious, so very similar. Shad, actually going to TP to top here. I think the rest of the team might see the need to follow.
They got to leave, yeah.
Yeah. It's always that moment when you're playing ranked with like a completely silent carry who's not communicating, and then they just like TP away. You're like, oh god, we need to get out.
Go, go, go.
So terrifying.
So I like
the rest of the team are smoking into area of the map, yeah.
Yeah, this is fair. It's like TP your carry out, smoke towards them. Very natural moves being made. played. Shad, he's going for the Aghanims. I love this against lineups where you don't have perfect control, so Dusa can kind of do it herself. Getting that extra stone gaze through her Mystic Snake. It's only a second, but still enough. She can pick up the shard later down the line to then throw out another snake. There's a lot of cheap stun to get over control. And Sven, if you don't execute during your BKB, there is too much for him to deal with. Too much just disable and a nuisance. Yeah, big fan. Shad itemizing quite beautifully so far in this game.
Yeah. And I was about to make the point that, like, oh, he should finish his Ags, like, just as the Aegis runs out. But actually, the overwhelming creep gets sent in. Shad kills it, gets 250 gold, and all of a sudden, oh, yeah, okay, all right, I can pull it out now.
Yeah, thanks.
And then go for this tower push with it in hand. So, very nice. Definitely helps. And now, maybe even looking towards the high ground here. At the very least, dragging the side of Quest back into their base. Which they're used to after the last game, to be fair. Probably got some nice decorations up at this point.
Luckily, they're not buying Midas's.
Not yet.
Not yet. I did actually check. I did check. Yeah. A much easier way for Luna Galaxy to progress this state of the game, though. With a Medusa, no real threat towards her. She can just chip away, use her Manta, click down, has the Aegis.
Yeah, of course. If you get the Fortify here, it's such a big win as well.
Yeah, but the Aegis are in 28 seconds, and with Quest having Noob with the tiny tossback, Rubik with the lift, you can get the Medusa quite deep into the Radiant base.
Separate her from the team, make that separation happen. But look at that Ilari, actually throws down the Pit of Malice here, just to make sure that if Tiny does go for it, then at the very least his life will be forfeit. So with 10 seconds left, Shad backs away, not really risking anything too much here.
And look at bottom mid lane. We're speaking about this Lycan Shard. This is only the Wolves doing this work. Mid is getting pressured. The bot tower dies because of the Wolves. Like, it is one of the most bonkers shard in the game, and if Luna Galaxy are to take this one late, they're going to always think, we probably won't have multiple waves with us if they aren't skipping it. They were very tunnel visioned on that top siege. They sent all 5 heroes trying to click down the racks, and in doing so, Lycan just gets to do everything else without doing anything. It's the most high-skilled split push you can do in the game.
TA 2000, under the cover of Silver Edge, sees Chad here.
Aegis is out.
Who they're looking for. I mean, he's very alone. The rest of the team are like a little bit further behind, but Azatic is now going to jump in with a BKB, but also taking a ton of damage. He's got the cheese. Another Pulverize coming out onto the Spen. They've got a good shot up. They need to bring him down, and they will. Down goes the Spen. Noob going to follow. Oh, the team, they were certainly close enough. They jump in, they turn it around, and down goes 2 Quest heroes.
This could actually be 2 lanes of racks or mega creeps potentially. Shad with the shard pickup. The Sven initiates onto the Dusa, but he's not ready for the cold-blooded Mystic Snake return. Instantly stone gazed up for a brief second, but that's enough to destroy his play.
Unfortunate.
And now both Tiny and Sven are dead for a minute.
And no BKB.
Easily a racks, if not more.
The one range creep coming up the high ground. Keep it alive at all costs. You can do it, little buddy. Living armor out onto it. Come on, little friend. Oh, he dies. Rest in peace.
But they have another wave coming in, so...
Brave hero. Sinking into the ground as we all do one day. But yeah, the rest of the team went back to escort this next wave in. They have it, and now Shad gets to work on those barracks. Luna Galaxy, the underdogs of the TI qualifiers, on a warpath right now, coming up the high ground of Quest. This is not what people expected, but this is what we're getting. What a fucking performance from this team throughout this series as well. Still, Quest ready to mount a defense soon. 14 seconds on their Sven. Hopefully he'll get his BKB off this time around, but we're seeing the strength of the Pulverize as well, and you know, that ability, it does go through BKB. That's why the Sven has been somewhat reluctant to use his BKB. He doesn't want to use it, then get Pulverized, but at the same time, you don't have a choice, my friend.
Very, very methodical gameplay coming out from Luna Galaxy. I think specifically Shad, he is commanding his team to put them in the right place, to take the right sieges. Hasn't really been a window where the Tiny, Sky, and Sven have broken the game and found pickoff after pickoff. There's only 19 kills in the 36-minute mark.
Yeah,
probably one of the lowest damage games of Sven as well, yeah.
That's the crazy thing. Quest have been the one getting the kills, but doesn't matter.
Not the important ones, yeah.
How do Quest need to shake things up then? And don't just say BKB on your Sven, because I'll punch you.
Go on, dare you. No, I think
I'm sorry.
they just haven't found the initiation for nearly ever since Sven picked up the BKB. There's not been that smoke. There's not been that play on a high ground ward, catch the hero. Again, it's very hard because you're jumping a Primal, an Underlord who are naturally very tanky, a Medusa who can't kill, a Tree who's in the tree line, or a Mirana who's just never near the fight, right? So your smoke should never really net a simple initiation. And we're seeing it here as well. Noob starting at the front, and what's he going to find? He might be lucky to get the Mirana, but there is no simple hero that you enjoy ganking.
Look at this. They've read it perfectly. They've gotten themselves back. You know, this could caught out a lot of teams here, but Nigma Galaxy are going to back themselves away, and now they see what they need to see. So they're the ones with the information, and Shad is going to stick his face right in. And this is exactly what they can do. I mean, Shad literally just slithers towards any hero that's seen on the map because they know if you engage on the Medusa, as we've seen 3-4 times in a row, your fight is not going to go well. It is not going to go well.
Roshan
Noob looking for a toss back onto somebody else.
Tower is under attack.
There's a sentry, they see him. Ooh, it's nighttime, actually, they don't.
Arrow coming through, will not land. Very tense moment here. Been laying down the dust preemptively to allow him to go for Roshan, knowing that if anyone enters his circle, it will be seen. The sentries, dust, everything plastered down. Little Wolf's going to come on through, try and give him the information, and they all see that Roshan has indeed been started. Quest trying to position himself to 2000. Be careful.
Oh, Underlord.
He's going to knock on the
Faking it
front
out.
door.
Trying to force out a TP.
Yep. He absolutely is. Decides against it. Someone told him not to. Interesting. I mean, that's kind of important because now they won't have it for a TP back and if he has to buy back or something, but here we go. In goes the Sven trying to look for the target, but he gets tossed up by his own teammate. Oh no, Quest! Quest, it was supposed to be perfect and it just all goes to hell. TA2000 dead, Noob as well. Shad just doesn't have to do anything in this engagement. They both try to go on the same.
Just GG.
Oh fuck. Oh,
what a way to go out. What a way.
I felt that one in my stomach, T.
Oh, they just tossed themselves into the lower bracket. Nigma Galaxy, though, fair play. I think the logic of how to beat Quest really shined. In game 2, it was this triple fight.